Good evening, everyone. Dr. Samar Patan here from Personalized Physical Therapy and Wellness. Back again with Dr. Jane Bowser. We had a little breather in the week last week, but we're back. And this time we're talking about you can have tennis elbow while you're playing golf. And the most three common reasons that can happen. The first one is the actual grip. You may be holding the club too strong with your top hand. You know, Jane is right-handed, and so she's holding the club with the top hand on towards her and the bottom hand on the bottom. You want the bottom hand to be the force generating hand, and the top hand is the guide. And you don't want to hold and grip too hard when you're developing your swing. So just be careful with gripping, because that grip can build up a lot of tension on the outside, and that's going to be a typical case. If you're right-handed, it's going to be the tennis elbow would develop on the outside, the left hand, on the top of the left hand. And so gripping too hard, try to grip real too, pretty strong, because you can see on her forearms, you can start seeing some cuts, and when you start to see that, that's not so good.
So you're supposed to grip it no tighter than you would be holding your steering wheel when you're driving your car.
That's a great analogy. Perfect. So the second one, why you may develop tennis elbow, is the actual weight of the club. And so you do want to evaluate and assess what, over time, what, your weight and the tolerance to the weight of the club changes. And so you do want to evaluate as either that you're coming back after a little breather from, let's say, the COVID-19 and, haven't adjusted to the weight, or that, now you need to start looking at different size and different, the weight of the club in general. So that could be the second potential reason. The other time when the weight can matter is the golf bag and which hand you're using in lifting and carrying. Be careful with the mechanics and the heaviness of the bag. And then the third is the actual swing. So the three main causes, one was too hard grip, too heavy club, or too wristy. And so let's show, Jane, if you don't mind, a nice wristy, not so good golf swing. There you go. So there was a lot of breaking of the wrist right here. One more time, nice and slow.
So breaking there or breaking there.
There, yep. So there's a lot of breaking of the wrist. Yeah, so that can develop a lot of tension and strain on the outside of the elbow and can develop some tennis elbow. Well, wait for the part 2 where we're going to do the treatment part for how to fix these causes. But in the meantime, I wanted to go back and look at all of these three mechanics when you are swinging, when you're holding, or what is the weight of the club. All right. Well, thank you again, Jane, for joining in. And thank you everyone who's watching. And we'll be tuning in later on.